Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, guys? How we doing? Let's go ahead and get the music going. There we go. Let me know how the volume is. I might have to adjust it. I'll keep an eye on it to make sure it's not too loud or too quiet. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and switch over, say hello, and then let's get right into the action here. Let's see. All right. Let's pull up chat. Come on. How about chat? When Johnny Shorts PTC pumps and Johnny Long PTC dumps. I'm telling you, counter trading YouTubers is the best strategy in the world. But what's up, Prateech? How you doing? Beta bot, it is like sleep hours. We see you online. Can you take a look at long, please? Yeah, it's probably gonna be later on in the stream. I'm just gonna get my normal TA out of the way, and then I'll take a look at that for you. You met? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How's everyone doing? So yeah, at the moment we are currently pumping. I'm most likely gonna retest new all-time highs and probably break past it. Show you guys what I'm doing, what my plan is. I mean, you know, price is pretty much going for it, and we're still in the kind of range or the area to where once you break past new all-time highs, like we're in price discovery. Price can go to 100K, or we can just put a fake out a little top, extra little high up there, maybe a little tiny itty bitty higher high, and then just retrace back down. I don't know. Skynet, how you doing, my friend? Is the 60.8 is long BTC? We can talk about that. I'll let you guys know what the entry would have been for this. But yeah, at the moment, I'm currently looking for a new high to be retested. Price is really, there's not that much resistance in the way. Yeah, you have this little high, but my personal opinion, the most likely scenario is going to be testing new all-time highs. What I was hoping for in this little area of price action was something like this, or even something like this. But at the moment, well, before this pump happened, we were looking at a potential ABC short setup, right? But we just blew right through resistance. So for me personally, that wasn't a trade. And the ideal scenario for me would have been a nice little extra retest of the downside, but sometimes you don't get the best entries possible. But since that didn't happen, you could have looked at this downtrend here or this pullback. And me personally, I would have viewed this as a B, C. So that low would have been your entry. Now, it definitely would have been messy, I'll tell you that. Depending on your stop loss percentage. Maybe use like 3%. I probably would use something like 3% here. All right, targeting at least the new high. So you probably would have gotten stopped at least. I don't even know how many times you got stopped out. So there's once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and on the 5th try, it would have been going for it. Now, if you want to take profit and play the range, yeah, it would have been not as good. It would be a little bit more of a safer trade, but you know, with this kind of price action going on and where we are in the markets, if we are going to go for new highs, it's kind of hard to tell exactly where we're going to go. So you can get away with aiming for a little bit higher targets. I don't know exactly where it's going to go, but just be aware, you know, as long as we're hovering around this all-time high territory between 69K and where we're at now, the previous high, maybe give it a little bit more room. As long as we're somewhere in this range, like, it's still kind of indecision in my opinion. Let's go away from 69K in any direction. Exactly. Yeah. At this point, we need to kind of break out of this range. So whether we continue to push to new all-time highs, or even if we fake out, get back below and retrace further, that's something you have to keep in mind as well. You know, I'll talk about both sides of the coin, what I think is going to happen. Now, when I was on the stream with Kite last week, you know, I kind of gave the bearish scenario just because, you know, I like to have that discussion and talk about what is possible. Am I a bear, perma bear? No. But the one thing I try not to do is push too much to one side. Okay. Even though you guys hear me talking about being bearish and stuff, I'm bullish. Like, I'm set up for if price goes up, I'm making money. So like, it's not like I'm sitting in cash waiting for price to dip in order for me to make money. Like, I'm good to go. So if price pumps, great. But at least I'm willing to have the bearish conversation. Not too many people are. And a lot of people get very defensive, get very upset when they hear me going on someone else's stream thinking that we're going to go to 8K. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. On a realistic perspective, like, you know, it could be something like this to where, I'm not saying this is going to be the case, but remember price kind of went to new all-time highs, retrace, a little further extension. You know, we're kind of looks like we're getting that similar pattern forming. So it's possible that, you know, if this is going to be bearish, or at least we're looking for a larger term pullback, because remember, guys, to me, this is not a healthy retracement. This is not a healthy retracement. Like, these are not healthy pullbacks in my opinion. Maybe if we're getting in the realm of something like this, maybe something a little bit more extended and drawn out, sure. Going back to, let's go to Coinbase for a second. Like, even through the past bull runs, we really haven't had a serious retracement. But even this one, going back from 2015 to 2017 pump, or 2020 pump, there's been extended periods of retracement going on. You know, we dumped 30% in a month and a half. $35% in, you know, 18 days. 42% in 40 days. You know, that is a more drawn out, healthy pullback. These are not healthy pullbacks. We need something that's a little bit further, not extending to the downside, but it needs to take its time to establish itself as support. Music's too loud? Okay. Sorry. Is that better? I can also do this. Sorry about that. Let's see. Tino's viewers roast them every live asking when is 8K. But yeah, that's why, like, you know, that's one of the reasons, like, for me personally, if we're at 70K, 75K, you're trying to call for 8K. All right, that's a little bit extreme. Like, we're not here to call Hail Marys, even though, you know, at the point when the low is in, I talked about this possibly being a potential low. Sure enough, you know, I managed to catch the exact bottom. I was off by like maybe like $50, but so yeah. What's the I was gonna say? I gotta go now. Hope to see you later. You guys paid about. Don't worry, I'll go over Bonk a little bit after I get the main TA out of the way. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before is, you know, it's hard to be bearish calling for 8K when we're at new all-time highs. Just like it's hard to be bullish down here and look for all new all-time highs when we're at 15K. So, you know, the way I do things, how I trade, is I look for what is possible. And probability, possible and probable. Possibilities can, you know, I could talk about 8K all day, but the probabilities of going to 8K are very slim, like 2% at this point. But something that I talked about on Kite's stream is that you got to take it level by level. You know, if we're below all, previous all-time highs, and let's say we break this support here, 59K. If we go to 59K, we're gonna go to 50. All right, at this point, if we test 50K, it goes from like 2% to like maybe 10%. But if we break 50K and go down to 38K, all right, the odds of going to 8K go up to maybe like 25%, 30%. But if we continue to just break support and test lower, if we go down to test 32K, or sorry, yeah, 32K, and we break 32K and go to 24, then I would say the probabilities of AK happening or below sub 15K, let's just make it simple, sub 15K goes to like the 40-50% range. Because you really don't have that many supports below you once you get past a certain point. But because we're so high up in price action that it doesn't really make sense to call for AKs. The probabilities aren't there. Armand, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. L87, no, I got stopped down my Bitcoin short. Is this the ultimate bull run? It could be. Like I said, me personally, I'm not too confident in calling a bull run until we get an actual like very large wick to the upside. Something that just doesn't seem to slow down. Like this was a very nice uptrend. You can see now we're kind of dancing around this all-time high range of the previous all-time high. So that's kind of the bullish idea, is that we're approaching new all-time highs, and as long as we don't put in a fake out up here, all right, if we don't fake out of this new high and we just continue up to the upside, or even if we do something like this, so we come up, dance a little bit, and then go, that's going to be a little bit more of a confirmation that, I'm full on bull. Me personally, if we go for it now, I don't think we're going to get that high. I don't think we're only going to get to like maybe 120 to 145, 150K. But if price, you got to think of one of my favorite analogies is think of price action like a rubber band kind of thing. If you're just going up in one direction without the ability to pull back, okay? Do I have a rubber band on me? Oh, actually, you might. All right, rubber band, price action. Without pullback, so if prices goes up, 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 and you don't get the ability to kind of pull back, when you launch a rubber band, it's not going to go anywhere. But the farther you pull back a rubber band, and basically the more tension you give price action, when it releases and goes back up to the upside, it's going to have a little bit more stronger momentum. People think that's not the case. People just think that, as long as we don't pull back, we just keep going up, it's going to be a 200, 300K BTC bull run. No, it's not the case. Like you need price to establish itself, to come up, come down, test support, and then you go for it. If we just go for it now, I'm going to be a lot less confident, and we're going to be seeing a very high Bitcoin price. Armand, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. People say bull run hasn't even started yet. I mean, yeah, technically, it's not really a bull run until you push all-time highs. But if you look at the last one, I know. All right, if you look at the last bull run, yes, price got parabolic once we broke all-time highs, but this entire move up, right, was pretty parabolic in itself. So, even during this run, during the 20K run, people were calling for 100K. I remember back in the day when this was first happening, people were saying, "Oh, this is the next super cycle," something like this. The odds of something like this happening again are very, very slim. You would need a lot of factors besides the halving, besides ETFs. You would need something to really get money inflowed into PTC and create more of a supply shock in order to get a super cycle like that. But from my personal opinion, we're just not there. Unless we take our time, establish it's some sort of support, and then we go for it. So, because everyone's expecting us price to go to 150, 200K now. No one's expecting price to retrace back to 50K or even 38K or 32K. Dollar has to go to zero. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah. I mean, this is a very nice. I'm curious to see what. I don't know, like when I'm drawing this, so like when I do my late wave stuff, I don't look at things from an impulse wave perspective. To me, everything has to be categorized in groups of 3. So that's why I use the ABC method. All right, ABC for a 1. You can maybe consider this a flat, expanded flat, which I don't like, but it is possible on larger time frames. So a 1 to a 2. Maybe we're getting an ABC to finish the 3rd. ABC for a 4th to a 5th. That's like the bullish idea I have. From the weekly chart, it went parabolic, now looking good. Yeah, like parabolas are not good. Parabolas are good until they break. I don't know. Got it too close to call still. It's too close to call. You know, even if this is, I would like to see something like that. What's to say for shits and giggles? Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's too close to call. It is too close to call. All right, let's talk about what else we got to talk about. What's doing good? KDA's pack. Okay, KDA's pumping again. KDA tested the support. Okay. ETH. What's ETH doing? I really pay attention to ETH in a very long time. ETH is still dancing around this area of resistance. More than likely going to test new all-time highs. All these meme coins are pumping, Soul. Yes, I agree. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Right now, these are the most important levels. 74K. Remember, we need to look for. You don't want a fake out like that. You want price to go up, maybe establish itself, and then go for it again. So, I'm not saying long the breakout. I think, you know, after talking to Kite and kind of listening to him speak about it, and I think he's right. This is a bull market. It's got to be very hard to breakout trade from. So for me, this is a bull market to where you're going to have to focus on ABC pullbacks and just take the trades there. Even though it is going to give you a hard time in some areas, you know, it's all about risk to reward. Now, if you use like a 5% stop, you believe you'll get stopped out. Maybe once. My stop loss is at 75K. Ooh. Where are you? Were you shorting off of the last ABC? Off of like this one up here? I trade rage with hedging, short from previous. Oh, okay. So are you like long from down here somewhere? That's a nice trade. That is a nice trade. Long from 40.2. Oh, so you've been holding it for a while. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Let it rip. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, and guys, just letting you know, this week, this is the only time I'm gonna be able to stream this week. I got a big job. I got a big job to do, Tuesday to Saturday. But after that, I should have a way more of an open schedule. So, especially if things get exciting, like if we keep going, I'm probably gonna stream more often. Clapshaw, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. But yeah, just letting you guys know, I'm not gonna be here too long because it's my only day off, and I have some stuff I got to do. So, I'm gonna go for maybe like 15, 20 more minutes. If you guys have any questions? Oh, I gotta look at Bonk for Beta Bot. Beta Bot decision, you know, it's kind of hard with these coins. The other thing I will say is that you did have your ABC area around here. So this was a nice level to go off of. So, you know, I would have entered something like that. That's what I would target. I really have no other opinions about like price projections, where it can go. I'm just going based off what the charts show me. You know, like with something like KDA, you know, and price being so far. Hold on, let me. With price having such a deep retracement since the previous pump, you know, you have areas to go off of. Currently above that resistance level. Next resistance level is $2.47. And then maybe $10, 16, 28. So you do have, there is potential. You know, it's potential to kind of show you where price can go. But it's kind of hard to do that with newer altcoins. I'll tell you what, though, I have seen people on Twitter who have been like getting into meme coins and buying them, and like I said, they're probably just fucking lucky, but like they've been making a killing. So maybe that's the move. Maybe meme coins are the move. I hate to admit it, but it's something I thought about. Like, what's Pepe doing? All right, Pepe's not doing much. $16x. Whiff and Popcat. What the hell is that? It's a 50x. I don't know. I don't know anything about meme coins. I don't think Ben's right about ETH BTC breaking down. Seems like a bottom to me. Yeah, it did make an ABC. You're right. My only thing is, it did make an ABC, and we're currently above. It looks like we are finding support, but from a range perspective, it's hard to. As much as I love ABCs on the USD pairs, it's a little bit harder with ETH BTC. I think you got a lot of bearish ABCs up here, and it just kept pumping. So it could be the same scenario to where you just get constant bullish ABCs and you keep dumping. But I think it's a little bit better to play ETH BTC off of like a support and resistance level perspective. If we do break this, I mean, there's nothing back down to 0.0222. So all coins are going to suffer in this while BTC pumps. Basically what this means is that BTC is going to outperform ETH and all the alts. So James Baker, do you think 21 million cap of Bitcoin will be changed in the future? Like the total supply? Isn't that written in the code? I don't think you can't change that, can you? I'm pretty sure you can't change that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about that. Based on what I know is that the fixed supply of BTC is basically embedded in code. So you can't change it. Maybe I need a lesson on on BTC because I could be right. I mean, it's been a while since I like looked into actual how Bitcoin works. From what I remember, it's pretty sure the fixed circulating supply is fixed, or the circulating supply is fixed. It can't be changed. Yeah, that's what I figured. I heard something that it theoretically could, but it would be almost impossible. Like you would have to get, I forgot what it was, but there's a way to change it, but it's pretty much impossible. Or everyone would have to agree to change the fixed supply, which I don't think anyone will. I could be wrong. Theoretically, yes, but you have to change the whole chain transactions from the beginning. Yeah, and that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You think BTC is government made? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll tell you what, though. There's no way Satoshi is either dead or he knew what he created and he like disappeared and vanished to the woods. Or maybe he like knew what was going to happen and purposely like destroyed his wallet or destroyed access to his wallet. I don't know. I personally don't think it's a government thing because the very core concept of BTC is anti-centralization. And I don't think if the government actually had if the government had created BTC, I don't think they would be so against it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Wish we got a bigger dump. Yeah, me too, Sky Knight. I mean, I a part of me still thinks that we're finishing up an ABC here. So it's possible we can still retrace again. Maybe come back down to test 50K. I don't know. If his wallet ever come online, the dump would be immaculate. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that's what, hypothetically. Some are saying Samsung and Toshiba made Satoshi. I mean, I've heard that too, but to me, it also wouldn't make sense. Like, I feel like To me, if I feel like if that was the case, like, wouldn't these companies be able to have access to this? And Toshiba hasn't done shit. I hope we never figured out who it is or who made it. The mystery honestly makes it 10 times better. It does. And also the ability to have that much more supply locked in. And people still, like, you can send money to Satoshi's wallet. Like, if you really want, you can donate to Satoshi if you want. I'm pretty sure his wallet address is public. Yeah, it has to be, because you can check out the transaction. People are sending money to Satoshi's wallet still. Guys, just one thing I want to go over too. I just thought about this. I can't stand when people talk about hold on. All right. Next times, to me, this doesn't make sense. Like this whole narrative that the Bitcoin ETF is doing this, is causing this bump. Like this was the announcement of it, dumped. All right. Just go to a volume tracker. Like the amount of actual Bitcoin that they accumulated that it's worth makes up 5% of the total volume of BTC. Like it just, or 5% of the total market cap. Like guys, like they're not, Bitcoin ETFs aren't doing anything for the price. So next time I just can't stand when people run with that narrative. It's not true. AZTV, what's up, Johnny? You finally give up on the bearish bias, my friend? AZ, I like to play both sides of the coin. I always will have a bearish perspective. I will always have a bullish perspective. To simply write one off entirely, to me, is a little naive. There's a certain point to where, yes, you can confidently remain bullish and confidently remain bearish if the scenario is right. But there comes a point where, you still have to question what the move is. To me personally, we haven't had a significant pullback yet. What's this one yet? 18% in 6 days. 20% in 13 days. That's a little bit better. But, I need to compare pullbacks to like something like this. We dumped 30% in 14 days. It's a little bit more established. I like the previous 2017 bull run better as a better example. Like these were pullbacks, all right? 30, almost 40% in 44 days. 35% in 18 days. So we don't have to exactly get the amount of time and percentage that I'm not looking for exactly 40% in a month, but I need to see either an elongated area to where price consolidates, or I need to see price dump, sporadically to the downside, 40%, 50%. This hasn't happened this bull run. So my personal opinion is that until we get above something like 85K and we just keep going, it's going to be hard for me to kind of give up both sides, or give up at least the bearish side. Now I've been buying BTC since 15K. DCAing around here, DCAing pretty much all the way up. Even up here, I'm buying. You know, my increments are becoming less and less as we get to these higher areas. But you know, I have purchased on the way up. So for me, if price goes up, I'm chilling. I'm good. It's being able to have these conversations online and say, you know what, guys, maybe what if this is not as bullish as we thought? And I think completely just writing it off is a little bit naive, in my opinion, until a certain point. We'd have to look at total net inflows for ETFs. CoinGlass is a nice chart for it, I believe. Let's see. So what am I looking at exactly? So is this how much Bitcoin they're holding? Uh, 80K is my targeted TP. Jan, yo, Johnny, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? 76 to 83K, actually. All up in the air until the halving happens. Yeah, I agree. I mean, even still, like, to me, this is what's important. Oh, shit. Unless I need to be looking at something else, based on what I see here, the total holdings of BTC is important. But even still, we have 19 million BTC in circulation. All right, so just based off what I see on this page, you know, it's only 4.5% of total the circulating supply for BTC. To me, that's not enough holdings. I don't know. I just don't. To me, it just doesn't seem. It doesn't look like ETFs make a huge difference in BTC price. All up in the air. Okay, it's still happening. I did read that. So yeah, I just personally don't think. You know, we have to wait and see how price reacts off and do all-time highs. I mentioned this before. This is a potential short setup. Now, I don't want you guys to get into the pattern of trying to short every single high. You know, there's a point to where we kind of have to let go of that bearish bias. To me, we're just not there yet. I would say somewhere in the 85K range where I'd be a little bit willing to let go of the bearish bias, because we could easily come up, do something like this, and just come right back down. You know how many people that would fake out? Now more than ever is where the most amount of fake outs, or at least the most amount of volume, most amount of orders are going to come in, especially bullish orders. Most likely going to be some sort of breakout trade up in this region. You got to trap these positions and maybe come back up to something like that. That's possible. Or it could lead to a bigger snowball effect. In my personal opinion, I mean, 60K is a decent established support in my opinion. It's not the best, but given what's from 50K to the all-time high, 60K is a good middle ground. So, I would like to see 50K be retested, but if we break 50K, it's a level by level situation. $5% in only a couple of months. No, in AZTV, I think in a longer term, absolutely. Given a 5-10 year period, I think a lot of people are going to take advantage of using ETFs. But to say that ETFs caused this pump, or, is the reason why we're above new all-time highs now is a little ridiculous in my opinion. Let's see. Are we getting an ABC on the C wave before we see a pullback, or is this going to break the all-time high? Okay, I see what you're saying. Either or can happen. I'm not too worried about playing in between. So you're talking about this, right? Let me know if I'm correct, Jan. You're thinking about something like this, right? And you're looking for something like this to play out. It's possible, but the closer we are to all-time highs, or the closer we are to the pivot of the origin of the A, the more inclined I have to be to go with the other variation. The other variation is this. So that's why I'm not too concerned with shorting this. I would rather wait and short up here or long down here. But if BTC breaks this high, if we go up to this region here first, then this position's off the table. All right. And then we have to wait for, if you want to get back in, let's say price does come up here. We kind of pull back, right? And we start a potential something like that. I don't know, just for an example. Then you would have to wait for an ABC long opportunity. Preferably, I would like to see something come up somewhere in the support range. So maybe get something like this in A, B, C. That position I would be a little bit more confident in taking, just because it does line up with the support area down here. But I need to wait for either or to happen. And right now it seems like the play is going to be the new all-time high, reverse. I'm not saying it's going to be a full-on reversal, but at least a pullback for now. But remember, something like this happened back in this all-time high around here. You can see we broke, a couple percentage. We broke a little bit above that previous high, consolidated, went up one more time, and then rejected. I'm not saying that's going to happen to this extent, and that we're going to go back down to 15K, but it's about probabilities. It's about possibilities. We can do it again, test 50K, and if we break 50K, 38K. If we break 38K, 32. Guys, at the end of the day, I really don't think price is going to go down sub 15,000 at this point. It's very unlikely. But if we're hovering around 25K and we fail to maintain above that, then, the probabilities to even wick below 15K are pretty much become the most probable, but we're not there yet. Yeah, that squiggle you drew is just very possible. Yes, my professional line drawings. I try my best to, it's just me kind of thinking ahead of what is possible. How do we shake people out? You never want to give the position people always want in the beginning. People just want price to keep going. People don't think about pullbacks. People don't think about retracements. You need price to come up, get people sucked in and trapped in positions, bring it back down, and then pump it back up. Maybe we will visit 31K in the next bear cycle. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. These supports establish possible areas to retest for the next bull run. Even though me personally, if we go back to, I think if this is it, if we just go straight up from here, I have a very hard time believing if depending on where we go, that obviously matters. If we go up to the higher 100K regions, into 200K regions, I would say like 50K is probably the low. I can see us getting to 60K after the halving before a takeoff. I feel like us not dumping more this past week created stronger support. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. It's all in the air. But the thing that's great about this is that price will show us what it wants to do. And we have to monitor what happens here. If you want to take shorts up here, do it at your own discretion. I'm not saying that I'm going to personally do it. I think this is a market to where we long the pullbacks. I'm not too focused on shorting. I would like to see better opportunities to buy the dip, to long the dip, and then continue. Johnny and Kai want ABT like chart for KDA. Yes. Yes, I'll take that. I'll take a break and new all-time highs and then lift off. I'm just accumulating KDA at these prices. Yeah. Like I said, KDA, people always ask why KDA. My personal opinion is, I'm not an expert in KDA whatsoever. There's a couple of things I'm going based off of. Going off of it's still proof of work. From what I know, it's pretty established. Like, guys, please do your own research. Using the actual network is very easy. It's very fast. And I don't know. I just, based on what I hear, what I've, when me and Kai have these discussions, when I watch videos and when I see like what KDA is accomplishing, and also when it comes to circulating supply, potential market cap, it's a no-brainer. Do I think it's going to get to these ridiculous prices that Kai talks about? I'm hoping. But based on simple math and money coming into the market and what the potential market cap can be, it's a no-brainer. It's about risk to reward. To me, I'm willing to risk. I would say my average price, it's probably like around, my average price was somewhere like around here in 70 cents, but I bought a good chunk recently. So I would say my average price is probably like around $1.30. Right? Depending on, where you want to take profit at and like what's potential. It's an easy 77x. 105x. Who knows? Or if I really wanted to, I can sell below the previous all-time high, or not all-time high. I can sell below the most recent low if I wanted to. Play it safe. I don't know. There's different ways to go about it. But to me, it's the easy potential 100x. Yeah, at least an easy 100x. So, why not take the risk? Can we do LA wave count from 60K-ish on the current price wave going up? I mean, on BTC, I got you. During the bear market, I was one of the most profitable coins to mine. It definitely has some merit. Yes, that is also true, Sky Knight. I forgot to mention that. KDA for the entirety of the bear market, except for maybe a couple off days, was the most profitable coin to mine in the entire bear market, or the bear run. Elliott wave count. So mind you, I'm not an actual Elliott wave person. I do this because I do it based on my rules. I do it based on an alternate set of rules. So what you're gonna see from me is not what you're gonna see from other people. And professional Elliott wave guys who do this stuff are gonna look at this and be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" But ABCs stood the test of time. And basically, we're using ABCs to kind of build a larger wave count. So I'm gonna give you guys what I think is probably gonna happen based on Elliott waves. This is just fun. All right, not financial advice, but this is just for fun. All right, starting from the bottom. right? ABC to a 1. Then we have some sort of expanded flat ABC to a 2. Then we're working on an ABC for a 3. All right, I think this most recent high is going to be the end of the 3rd. Then we're looking for some sort of ABC for a 4th. And eventually we're going to get some sort of ABC for a 5th. Now, does this mean that this is the end of it? No. Because theoretically, there's 2 different options for the larger count. Is that what I showed you was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this could be part of a 3rd. So let me give you guys both options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. But then that could be the start of a... Now, hold on. Let me give... All right, so there's 2 different options. Either we get something like this, and that's it, we're done. We go to 150K, we're done. I don't know where... I don't use fibs on retracements too much, so I'm not too sure exactly where, but I will use price formations. So I need to find some sort of ABC in the 4th in order for me to confidently say it's a 4th wave. Until then, I don't know exactly where it's going to retrace to. But there's 2 different options, right? Either the 3rd wave is not done after this high, which means price is going to go up a lot higher, or the 3rd wave is going to be done after this pump. All right. What I mean by that is either this is the ABC and that's it for the 3rd wave, or this becomes an A to a B to a C, and then that's the end of the 3rd. And then we get some sort of ABC for the 4th. And then we need some sort of larger ABC for the 5th. If that makes sense. I know it's a little confusing. But the problem with 3rd waves is that the 3rd wave is always the longest. And based on what I see, it looks like this could be part of just one larger A wave for the 3rd wave. We need to get some sort of pullback, and then there, and then that's the end of the 3rd. It can go anywhere. So if I would have to see the reaction of what happens off of this new high. If we pump straight through it and keep going, then I'm going to be more inclined to say that maybe we're part of a larger A to a B to a C, then to a 3rd. But if we come up and just put a slightly higher high, then fake out, then I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to lean with that. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And maybe, who knows? Maybe, I don't know. It's tough. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Elliott waves, because I could sit here and explain so many different variations of what could be going on. I could see the AB wave done from 60K-ish. Now you count up from B wave up. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. You know, that either we could be done here or we extend higher, go for another correction, and then go for a 5th. So that's possible. Or this ABC is it, and then we start a little bit more of a prolonged correction period. That, my personal opinion, I would prefer this to happen. Like I said, it allows price to establish itself more, retest lower areas of support, and then we go to the upside. But like I said, I'm not an Elliott wave expert. That's why I love the ABC method. We focus on potential short and long based on, or shorts and longs based on certain patterns. And that's it. I try my best to, you know, we do this for fun. We do this for just to kind of kill time and let you guys know what I think is possible. But do I trade longer term using the LE waves? Absolutely not. I just focus on the ABC method. Yo, Seth, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yo, 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 morning. Good morning, my friend. How you doing? It's good afternoon for me, but how you doing? I'll go back and check your analysis, but are you still bearish? I love... Guys, I know I come on here and talk about the bearish side. I do my best to try to stay neutral. If I come off too bearish, I'm sorry. I just talk about the bearish side more because everyone else is talking about being bullish. That's my thing. My thing is I am willing to have conversations about the other side of what could happen. Do I honestly think it's going to happen? Probably not. Like, you know, do I think we're going to go down and test 8,000? You always guys, and I make jokes about 8K. Do I think we're going to 8K? No. The probabilities are very, very slim, like beyond slim to me. But something I can't ignore is that if we do put in some sort of larger correction, we can't necessarily tell exactly if it's either a correction or beginning of a potential larger move to the downside. Just like what happened back here, right? In the beginning, you guys know I shorted from up here, but I took profit at a higher price point because maybe, you know, it looked like we possibly could have corrected. But the more we established ourselves, the more price gave us an opportunity to take further shorts to the downside. I took them just in case. It's just the exact same scenario here. When we were up here, did I think we're going to go down to 15K? No. It's not until price showed us that, hey, okay, this support failed. This support failed. Come back up, reject. This support failed. Then we just go continue down lower. So I'm willing to have these conversations because do I honestly think at the end of the day that it's going to happen? No. But I want to prepare you guys and just get you guys to think about it. That's all I want. Just think about it. You don't have to take it to heart. Just consider that even though price is as bullish as it could ever be right now, just like we thought back here, things can change. Let's see. We are seeing a higher high soon for the last swing to the upside. Been waiting on the short soon. Yes, Jan. This next swing to the high could be a chance for a larger correction. Does it mean it's going to happen or sustain? I don't know. But what I can tell you is with confidence is that price looks like it's starting to weaken a little bit. We could have a potential to where we come back down, maybe just test 50K and then we go back up. But to me, I would need to see how price reacts up here. If we come up, let's just go to a smaller time frame. All right, if price comes up here and we come up and sustain support and then go, then, you know, bear scenario, you know, in my personal opinion, if we keep going to like 85, 90K, then bear scenario is completely off the table. But if we do come up here and then reject and then continue to sustain the rejection, then that's going to be a higher possibility that we faked out here and that we're going to test lower areas of support. Now we can go back in price action and look at where is price going to test. All right. The first stop, if we get a rejection here, is going to be 60K and maybe 59, somewhere in this area. If 59K fails, we're going to 50. And if 50K fails, the odds of us going down to 38K is pretty significant. You just got to take it by a level basis. I say it just for the trolls. I say it just for the lulz, just to get you guys triggered. And it works. A lot of people get mad when I say $8,000. But yeah. So Jan, yeah, hopefully I answered that question. Like I said, it's a level by level basis. 6:30 a.m. at work already for an hour and a half. Oh, jeez. I can't do that, man. I'm not a morning person. Just when watching the charts and looking at X/Twitter, following the madness of people. Yeah, that's where you get the most, the cream of the crop people. Not Johnny, but Ryan was taking the extreme position during 2022. Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's, and even now, like, I'm not going to pick on anyone, but people are going to say X, Y, and Z. This is why Bitcoin is going to 100, 200, 300K. You got to pump your brakes there, kid. Like, you got to pump your brakes. All right. Take it level by level. Let's see what happens. Right? If you're trying to call for 100K, 300K back down here, you know, it's a little bit too early to call. But once you start getting up in these regions and we don't reject significantly off of the previous all-time high area, then the probabilities of going up to those higher price points become more likely. Then I will full on switch and say, you know what, this is it. We're not. It's very hard for me to be bearish at these higher levels, and I'm always willing to walk away from that. Just like down here, like everyone was bearish, I was kind of. You know, I talked about this before. We have the setup. We have the area that price can possibly reverse at. You know, take the long positions and just see what happens. And that's what I did. All right. And I managed to accumulate a decent amount of spot down in these regions. Gotcha. Have you heard about the 1.2 trillion bill approved? Yosef, what do you, I'm not sure what exactly happened. Same opinion. Can you talk about the funding increase from 0.001 to 0.002 now? Would it indicate that we are bearish BTC? Yes. Basically what funding rate is the higher it goes, the more people are in longs. And so you're going to be paying more to stay in those longs. So once, you know, funding rate gets to a certain percentage, you know, it's going to be time for people to get liquidated, get basically taken out of their position. So yes, funding rate does play kind of a role. It's not an exact, you know, perfect way to time tops and bottoms, but it does kind of give you an idea. So it's definitely possible, Jan. President Biden signs 1.2 trillion spending bill. Really? I have not paid attention. But yeah, it's more money to print. So the more money that prints, the higher BTC is going to go. So let's take a look at the DXY. And DXY is still in this kind of range. I'm not too concerned what it does in between then. I would need to see either a breakout above here or potentially a larger dip below. That's all I'm worried about. That's why I have these pivots marked out. That's all I'm worried about. I know gold and silver have been doing pretty good. Well, I can't speak about silver, but gold. Gold's been doing pretty good. What else? How's the S&P doing? Yes, the S&P is still above, so I'm not worried about S&P being bearish. Thanks, Johnny. Same opinion here. Just to confirm, I'll be keeping my eye on this. Yeah, you know, like I said, don't be too concerned about what's happening in between. All right, your goal when you're doing this is to look at the larger levels established by price, and price is most likely going to retest them. So you're going to have to see how price is going to react once you get back up here, or even if let's say we dump from here, if we come back down to 60K, is it going to be bullish? Take the position if you think that it's a viable position. It really depends. I'm not too concerned about watching volume and watching order flow up here because, yes, I know people do that, but to me, you don't need order flow to see what is going to happen next. What spot coins are you holding for the next bull run? BTC, ETH, a little bit of Litecoin. And I actually dedicated a good chunk to KDA. Just because I personally think that this is going to be my Grand Slam coin. Like, if this coin gets to these higher price targets where I think it's going to go, like 200, 300 bucks, yeah. that's my Grand Slam coin. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to make a lot of money. Stupid money. So, and it's a no-brainer risk to reward trade. Risking, you know, if you want to risk $1,000, you could risk $1,000 to make potentially 200K. Smoke. What's up, Dylan? So yeah, it's a no-brainer. Risking $1,000 to make 200K, I'll take that any day. You want to risk $5,000 to potentially make $1 million? That's up to you. You know, it's a little bit of a long shot, but that's why I call it my Grand Slam coin. If it hits, it's gonna go for the fences. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. BTC, a little bit of ETH, a little bit of Litecoin. I do have some Monero. It's not much though. Like maybe I forgot the exact amount. It's not that much. Like maybe $1,000. I might have $1,000 in Monero. That's about it. And then the rest is pretty much a BTC. I still have some like side cash, side USDT, but I put a good chunk of my money into KDA because why not? I made money on price going up on BTC and ETH when I was buying down here. You know, I was buying ETH kind of in this range, a little bit down here. But so yeah. Waiting for price action. Been learning from my mistakes before. Doing leverage here from Kite's ABC's TA. Yeah, and that's honestly the best, you know, my personal opinion. ABCs is probably one of the most straightforward, simplest, best strategies you could ever trade. Now, the strategy itself can be difficult, but compared to what else is out there, in my opinion, it's very straightforward. I would say also, I could argue range trading is just as good too. Can you suggest any other altcoin to trade with BTC like you did with Sushi before? Something like with comparable market structures to BTC and ETH. That's a good question. I would say the best thing to help you with that is look at total market cap of a coin. The higher the market cap, the more stable it is, and the more stable a coin is, the more likely it is to form ABCs and respect them. I would see Sheeb. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if it's in the top 15. Do not leverage trade Sheeb. I know Solana had a really good position. I regret, one of my few regrets in this bull run is I did not take this one here. I had a chance to take this trade and I didn't. Obviously, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but that would have been a monster trade. Oh, I hate when it does this. So I'm like a 10% stop. Just let it run. Yeah, this would have been a monster trade. Wow, 100x. Jeez. Maybe Solana. Trying to think of what else is on that list. Maybe Cardano. Cardano's decent. It's not the best, but it's okay. You get a little choppy. It's tough. How's BCH? I would say LTC, to be honest. I would say LTC. LTC gives you a lot larger, clearer setups. Some of it might be a little shaky in between. Like you had a really good short position here, long position down here, potential short position here, long position here, actually here. So LTC is a good one. But I don't have like all coins. I really don't recommend trading ABCs with them just because they're so erratic. Especially now, it's going to be hard to time them with ABCs on a smaller time frame. Now, if you're going to be using larger time frames, yeah, I can possibly say like if you see a nice setup on Sol, maybe like I said, it goes back to Sol, Cardano. I would not be trading Sushi. We used to trade People back in the day. People was a decent coin. People had a really good retest. That was a really nice position there. But yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to recommend any particular coin. You just have to look and see go back and see how price respected ABCs in the past. I like KDA, but KDA BTC does not look good. No, I get that. You know, that's why. To me, it doesn't really affect you that much because at the end of the day, I'm holding BTC. It's just, you know, all that chart shows me is BTC is going to be pumping while KDA doesn't really move that much. But there will come a time where KDA will move. Been watching BCH Juicy to short this. Yeah, I would say it's not a bad position. Yeah, that's not a bad position at all. Like I said, I'm not at the point like I used to, like last bull run, where I was taking multiple positions on multiple coins. Sometimes I did well, sometimes I didn't do so well. So I'm just beyond that point. Link had a really good position. You had that range I was in forever. You had one opportunity to buy or take a position on Link, and then it blasted off. Yeah, about 2x. All right, guys. Let's play some Wordle. I'll leave the smaller time frames up. You have a good night as well, my friend. I appreciate you stopping by. It's good to see you. Raised donut. SA. Maybe it's not. I know there's no R. I just want to see if I can get another letter. Okay, I can't get another letter. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you think? Sorry, hold on. I got to answer a text message. Anything in chat, guys? Nothing? Jacks? Not good. So the S has got to be either the first or the last spot. L of P. Oh, hold on. Let's try salsa. I want to see if there's an L in there. What the hell is this? I don't know. It's not salsa. Sal. There's literally nothing. Can I use names? I don't know. I just saw the Sal, maybe Sally, but I can't think of anything else like Salja. No, there's no another A. Like there's literally Salji, Salpy. Those words don't make sense. Salby. It's got to end with a Y. I don't see it ending. If it's not an A, it's got to be a Y. I'm going to go with Sally. I really don't. All right, going once. Going twice. I don't know. That was literally a shot in the dark. I couldn't think of anything. But we did it. We did it. All right, guys. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, as always. Like I said, I streamed today because I won't be able to be around this week. So I'm not gonna be able to be around this week unless it's like a late night stream or something. But next week I definitely will be back, and I should have a little bit more of a lenient schedule when I come back, just because we have one major job to do, and I'm pretty much done after that. Like I have maybe like 1 or 2 jobs to do a month. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys on the next one sometime next week. Hopefully we'll get an answer what price is going to do. You guys know, either we come up, kind of dance, find support, continue, or we pretty much come up, same thing, and then reject and look for areas of the test as support. So it could be anywhere. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to everyone. Jan, cheers. Catch you up later, Johnny. I really do appreciate it, Jan. Thank you so much. Heather, thank you. Armand, great stream, bro. See you next week. Yes, guys, be good. I'll see you guys next week. Heather, Boozy, Yosef, Dolan. Let's see. Clap Show, James Baker, Sky Knight, AZTV. You met. I said James Baker already. Armand, Ellie87, BetaBot, Berthish. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and do the thing real quick. Find the button. We're going to do something different. I'm going to leave the screen on and music on for a little bit, and then we're going to leave. Bye-bye.